This is Khaly. After the death of his beloved wife, every woman he married mysteriously died. Exactly 3 days after the wedding. Khaly was a wealthy and charming man, admired in his small town. But his life carried a curse no one could explain. When he met Jaina, love blossomed. They married. But on the third day, tragedy struck. Jaina was found lifeless in her bed by the maidservant. Suspicion fell on the maid, yet no proof was found. Khaly apologized, and life seemed to move on. Months later, Khaly married Ciara. Yet again, on the third day, she was discovered dead, floating in the pool by the gatekeeper. Fear spread, but silence ruled the house. Distraught, Khaly left on a business trip. While he was away, the maid grew restless. Curiosity pulled her to a forbidden room, one only Khaly ever entered. She tried every key, but the door wouldn't open. She told the gatekeeper, and together they forced, pulled, and pushed. But the door never gave way. So they called a keymaker. He promised them a master key by morning. But the next day, the maid couldn't find the gatekeeper. She entered his quarters. He was lying unconscious. Hours later, he was pronounced dead. Shocked, the maid trembled. When suddenly Khaly returned from his trip, with another woman at his side, the maid kept silent. She knew only one thing. She now had the master key, and soon she would open the forbidden door to discover the truth behind the curse. The mansion grew colder with every passing night. The maidservant clutched the master key, waiting for her chance. When Khaly finally fell into a deep sleep, she tiptoed through the dark corridors, her heart pounding louder with every step. She reached the forbidden door. With trembling hands, she slid the key into the lock. Click. The door creaked open. Inside was a chilling sight, rows of portraits, each of Khaly's wives smiling. But their eyes cut out, replaced with black hollow voids. On a wooden table lay wedding rings neatly arranged. A faint whisper echoed through the room, though no one was there. The maid stepped further inside and gasped. There was a diary. Khaly's diary. In it, he confessed, a deal with dark forces. His wealth and power came at a terrible price. Every wife he married must die on the third day, as a sacrifice to the curse. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her. The maid turned, terrified. Khaly stood there, his face cold, eyes burning with rage. He whispered, "Now you know the truth." The maid's scream echoed through the mansion. And then silence. After the maid's scream echoed through the mansion, Khaly did not kill her. Why? Because Khaly believed he was untouchable. To him, she was just a servant, too weak, too powerless to ever challenge him. He enjoyed watching her live in fear, knowing his secret but unable to act. Evil men often underestimate the ones closest to them, and in that arrogance, Khaly sealed his fate. The next morning, Khaly introduced the new woman he brought from his trip. Her name was Selena, gentle, innocent, and unaware her life had only 3 days left. The maid tried to warn her. "Leave before it's too late," she whispered at night. "You are not safe here." But Selena dismissed her, thinking the maid was only jealous. On the third night, the curse returned. The mansion grew dark, candles flickered out, and shadows danced along the walls. Selena's body went limp in Khaly's arms. Another sacrifice claimed. The maid's rage boiled over. She stormed into the cursed room, diary clutched in her hands, and shouted, "Your curse ends tonight." Khaly smirked, his arrogance sharper than ever. "You end me? You're nothing but a servant. I gave my soul for this power. Do you think you can break it?" But the maid had read the diary well. She knew the truth. If Khaly's own blood was spilled inside the cursed room, the pact would shatter. As Khaly stepped forward, mocking her weakness, she lunged. A candle toppled, flames erupted, portraits of his wives burned. Khaly screamed as the fire consumed him, his arrogance turning into terror. The mansion shook violently, the curse tearing itself apart. When the flames settled, only ruins remained. The maid stood alone in the ashes, the diary crumbling to dust in her hands. But as the wind howled through the wreckage, a whisper echoed, a chilling reminder that darkness never truly dies. For a moment, she thought it was over. The curse had finally ended. The fire that was meant to destroy Khaly only made him stronger. Khaly walks out of the ashes, his body untouched by the fire, his eyes glowing with something unearthly. He whispers, "Do you see now? Even fire bows before me."